Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is unofficially IMO. And what we're going to talk about here today is a lot of things that I think a lot of people are, starting to discuss, even more so now, today, than ever over the better half of the last 5 years or so. What am I referring to? I am referring to artificial intelligence, or AI. There's a few things I want to discuss here. As far as AI goes, we are in a very scary time right now when it comes to artificial intelligence. There's a lot of things that are starting to develop in terms of how AI is processed, what it does, as far as like how companies are incorporating that into their lives, and just the way the technology is starting to develop. It's actually kind of scary when you think about it. And we're going to give a little bit of insight as to what is happening with AI as of right now. We're going to listen to Glenn Becks. Now, if all of you don't know who Glenn Becks is in my opinion, he is a very smart man. He's going to be talking about Grok 4. If you don't know what that is Elon Musk's version of AI, his form of artificial intelligence. This is when Grok 4 is starting to be introduced into the marketplace. Just sit there and think about what he's saying. It's very interesting. And when you think about it, it's kind of scary.
This is a moment that demands everyone's full attention. We are now at the crossroads where promise and peril are going to collide. Okay. I have explained to you for years, AI, AGI, and ASI. Narrow intelligence is what we've always had.
Yeah.
General intelligence is the next step, and that is it's better than man. One, like Grok, can do everything that you can do, better than you can do, okay?
Better.
And then there's super intelligence, ASI.
Okay, before we get a little bit further into what Glenn Becks has to say about Grok 4, he has a very good point there that AI is so advanced right now that it can do anything and everything better than anybody on this planet when it comes to anything. That's kind of scary when you think about it. So let's keep going here.
Artificial super intelligence. That's when things get really, really creepy. When
artificial
you hit AGI,
super intelligence.
The road to ASI could be overnight. Okay?
So when he talks about artificial super intelligence, like what does that even look like? Because when you sit there and you think about AI in terms of what AI is right now and what its capabilities are, that's just regular artificial intelligence. What about super artificial intelligence? Just imagine that for a second. Just imagine what the possibilities are with something like that, of a superpower that is far more smarter than any human being on this planet by 100 times over.
We need to understand what's at stake here, because Grok 4 brought us closer to that second stage than ever before. Grok 4 is a powerhouse. They demonstrated it last night. It surpasses the expertise of PhD level scholars in all fields.
Wow. So this is when they first introduced Grok 4 to the world and introduced its thinking capabilities and what it can actually do. So that's what he's referring to right now.
It can get 100% on any test for any field. Mathematics, physics, engineering, you name it.
It's true.
This is not a search engine.
So you're going back to having the ability to ace any math test, any science test, any physics test, any test in general in the world, and do it better than any human being is capable of doing. How many kids in high school today, or how many kids in college are you just, I mean, even you, for example, even me, I use AI all the time, but how many kids nowadays are starting to incorporate artificial intelligence into their day-to-day lives when it comes to like their homework, helping them with tests, helping them study, helping them with anything and everything. And then when you think about like how much of a crutch AI could potentially be on the younger generation, that's kind of an area where I think that, there's going to have to be some boundaries here, because a lot of people are depending on it way too much.
This is a system that tackles problems so intricate. They go beyond our existing knowledge base. Okay.
Right.
Let's say we have a fusion reactor. The magnetic containment system goes down. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point.
Well,
but it goes down. And the top
I don't even know what he's
all
talking
on
about.
Earth are like, I don't know what to do. Grok 4 can step in, model the physics, design new material, stabilize the system, and avert catastrophe. And it can do it about that fast.
Yeah. I don't even know what he just said there because it's beyond my comprehension of thinking. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, what are you referring to, sir? I have no idea. Like, and he even said it himself. It's like beyond. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point. Yeah, me too. I have no idea what he's referring to, but I understand like how AI in an instant, the minute you give it a prompt and hit enter, it's going to take a matter of seconds to a matter of minutes to give you a resolution to your problem.
Now, this is the capability that Musk says is just around the corner. Mark my words. You know, how many years did I say between 2027 and 2030 we would start to see this?
You know, I think I've heard Glenn Beck talk about
times.
stuff like that when it comes to AI.
years,
window.
right?
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, always the window. And everybody, even Ray Kurzweil said, "Oh, that's way too optimistic. Maybe 2050."
Yeah, no. AI, it seemed like it was just a couple days ago when I was thinking about this. I'm not literally saying a few days ago, but I was thinking like, you know, just like a year or so ago when I was like, when people were putting out videos of AI generated AI slop. There was like videos of like Will Smith eating a bunch of spaghetti. And I think a lot of people remember that. And you could just tell how sloppy that was. And it's obvious that it was generated by AI. Right now, you can't, if somebody throws that kind of video together now, you can't even tell.
And then people started going 2040, then 2030. Grok shows us 2026 or 2027 is when we're going to hit it.
Wow.
This is the last year that we have before things get really weird. Elon Musk is touting this AI and all of the solutions. And then he says, probably 3 times, something like this. And I'm quoting, this is one of them. It's somewhat unnerving to have created intelligence that's greater than our own.
Somewhat unnerving to create intelligence that's greater than our own. Coming from a genius like Elon Musk, probably the smartest man in the world, who, in my opinion, is probably the most important person on this planet. To say something like that from his own creation of AI, which is Grok 4, for him to say something like that is kind of unsettling.
He then goes on to call it terrifying twice.
Terrifying.
Now, this is a man
who's
launched rockets,
that's terrifying.
into orbit, going to Mars, and he says twice, after he sees the results of it, he says, it's really, in a way, quite terrifying to see what it's doing.
A few different times.
But we just have to make sure that it remains good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's make sure it doesn't get away from us. Let's make it so advanced, but not so advanced, if you know what I mean, that we're going to just lose track of it and lose sight of it.
Now, the key point in the announcement was the mention of ARC AGI. I had never heard of ARC AGI. I had no idea what it was, but I noticed AGI and I'm like, that sounds important.
ARC AGI.
So this is the gold standard, the benchmark testing for artificial general intelligence. As I've said before, AGI, artificial general intelligence, is a machine that
there's just too many words. You got Gen AI, you got ARC AI, you got ARC Gen AI. Like there's way too many names for this stuff. At the end of the day, it's just artificial intelligence, and it's fucking smarter than anybody on the planet, and that's scary.
Matches all human cognition across all domains, reasoning, creativity, problem solving, not just specialized tasks like playing Go or analyzing X-rays. For instance, Musk said by mid next year to the latest end of next year.
Damn.
It will be,
as a recording of this video, mid next year is like summer 2026. So we may have to come and revisit this video, roughly a year from now, just to kind of figure out, is all this starting to come true? Less than a year, like 7 months, 8 months from now.
Able to create a full-length movie.
Oh, shit.
Just from a text prompt and do it all at once.
All at the same time.
It'll say, create a movie, and you just explain The Godfather.
All at the same time.
It will do the casting. It will do the writing.
Yeah.
It will do the filming, if you will. It will score the music, and it will happen that fast.
Do you all remember back when the writers in Hollywood went on strike? I think one of the things that they were more so concerned about, other than pay and money and credit and all this stuff, if my memory serves me correctly, I think they said something along the lines of they don't want AI taking over their jobs. But there are certain things that most people are not going to need AI. They're not going to need the human touch on. And I think writing books, screenwriting, playwriting, movie writing in general, not just movie and screenwriting and stuff like that, but just like writing for anything, emails, letters, stories, just everything that involves writing in itself, especially movies. I mean, who's to say that Paramount or Universal Studios can't come back and say, we're going to use AI and replace your jobs, so this is the last better half of your contract that we're going to support? I don't know how it works. I have no idea. I mean, I see where the writers would be as far as like AI taking over their jobs. That's concerning in itself. I get that. But AI is going to write this probably better than anybody else. And that's the truth. How long does it take for somebody to write a book? How long does it take for writers to write a script for a movie? How long does it take to generate something that's a script from start to finish and create characters and create dialogue and create all these cutscenes and create all these different things that these characters are all about, the background of the character, the history of this character. Whereas you could just tell AI, hey, I want to create something about this, and I want this character to be this name, and this is what he's all about. It's going to, depending upon how big that text prompt is, it's going to generate that movie script or that writing of what your idea is up here, and it's going to lay it out better than you could ever imagine, and it's going to take a matter of seconds.
But this will do it all at once. It will make a movie with all of it simultaneously. So the ARC AGI system is the benchmark on how close are we to AGI. Remember, scary things happen at AGI. Terrifying things happen at ASI. ASI could be a matter of hours or days after we hit AGI.
How many forms of AI are there?
Scored 16.2% on the ARC AGI scale.
Is that good?
Why is that important? You're like, oh, well, they're only 16% away. Because last time it barely broke 8%.
When was the last time, though?
They took that test last time with Grok 3.
Grok 3. All right, so that was a while ago.
Forever to get to 8%.
It wasn't all that long ago.
Now,
it really wasn't.
What is it, a year later?
A year, yeah.
We're at 16%. Remember, these things are not linear. The next time we could be at 32, we might be at 64. We are on the verge. This is the last year of, I can't believe I'm saying this, of normalcy. Okay? This year is good. We're going to look back at this year and probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Gosh, you remember the good old days when everything was normal and you could understand everything?
That's 100% correct, by the way. So, yeah, you know how technology changes at the drop of a hat? That's exactly what's going to happen with AI.
Everything you and I talked about last night, Stu, about what we're doing in January, does it make it even more critical that happens right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It does.
You are going to need to know your values, your ethics, your rights. You're going to need to know absolutely everything. Now, Grok 4 is not true AGI yet.
Oh, not
yet. It
yet.
lacks the full autonomy and the generalized reasoning of a human mind, but it is.
You got guys like Elon Musk, who's like a certified genius, in my opinion, who's just so fucking smart. It's ridiculous, and it's not funny how smart this guy is. It's actually kind of concerning. It really is. It's kind of concerning how smart this guy is. And for someone like him to be terrified of something like this is like, it's crazy.
It's a system that can adapt, innovate at a level that outpaces specialized AIs by a wide margin. This is a milestone. This is not a destination, but it's something that should jolt everybody awake.
I believe
so.
It should.
Here's what's coming in the next 6 months.
Yeah, this is a good part right here.
2025.
December 2025. This is November 2025.
That's this Christmas.
This year?
December 2025, he believes, Musk, that Grok 4 will drive through breakthroughs in material sciences. So in other words,
material science.
Imagine brand new alloy that is lighter than aluminum, stronger than steel, and it revolutionizes aerospace and everything else. Or a drug that halts Alzheimer's progression, tailored to a patient's DNA.
That is where they really need to, I agree with that. They need to focus AI in the medical field, more so trying to figure out how to slow down diseases like Alzheimer's and cancers and things like that.
Grok will drive breakthroughs through material science, so brand new materials that nobody's ever thought of, pharmaceuticals that we never thought could be made, and chemical engineering, putting together chemicals that no man has ever thought. These are not fantasies. This is Grok 4. Musk said something I never thought. He said he believes within the next year, by 2027, Grok 4 will uncover new physical laws.
Damn.
So that will rewrite the understanding, our understanding of the entire universe. That there will come new, like there's gravity. Hey, you know what? There's another law here that you never thought of. Wait, what? That, he says, will come by 2027.
2027.
This is going to accelerate human discovery at an unprecedented scale. I told you at some point, I said by 2030, it might be a little earlier than that.
Yeah.
Things are going to be happening at such a fast rate, you're not going to be able to keep up with them.
That's pretty much the gist of the video right there. Going back to everything he was saying there, a lot of the stuff I don't really understand, like, Arc AI and all this generational stuff AI. I don't understand it, but I do understand how Grok 4 works. All the things he was talking about, how Grok 4 is going to advance and how scary that is and how terrifying that is. I will tell you that Grok 4 is not perfect, but from 6 months ago to today, it has improved by leaps and bounds. Is AI scary? Is it terrifying? Yes, absolutely. But is it very helpful and it can benefit you in the long run? Absolutely. So in my opinion, we shouldn't be scared to death of AI. We should embrace it. But at the same time, we should take a few steps back, analyze it, and make sure that we don't let it get too far ahead of us, because it's here to stay. Let's learn to embrace it, but let's be responsible at the same time.